Hello again guys, and welcome to another video. Today I'm at Ladybower Reservoir, which is the start of a 55-mile backpacking trip along the Derwent Valley Heritage Way. So the route starts at Heatherdean, which is where we are now. And it's a 55-mile journey along the Derwent Valley. So I'm starting here beside Ladybower Reservoir. We're going to follow the Derwent River all the way down through places like Baslow, Roseley, Matlock, through Derbyshire till we get into Derby itself, and then where the Derwent meets the River Trent, which is not far from Long Eaton. So I've started a little bit later than planned. It's now 12:40, but I'm hoping to do about 18 to 23 miles today. 18 miles will take me to Roseley and 23 miles will take me to Matlock. And hopefully there I'll find somewhere to pitch my tent. Ladybower Reservoir is looking fabulous. And down there we get our first view of the River Derwent. There's a nice shot of Bamford Edge in the background. Awesome place to camp. If you've not seen the video, I'll leave a link in the top corner now. It looks like the route's well signposted. So this is how the other half live. I would kill for a pad like that. One day, keep on dreaming, Paul. Not sure if the GoPro will pick this up, but you might be able to make out the cross at the top of High Low, which is the hill in the centre. Still following the Derwent. I've been walking for an hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that, and I've not had to go up a hill yet. There's an awful lot of this horrible stuff about. It looks quite new as well. I didn't think you're allowed to put barbed wire up anymore. It's dangerous and I don't think there's any need. So I think that is Frogger Edge. Further down, over there somewhere, is Kerbert Edge. Some lovely little villages around here. This is Frogger. This is gorgeous. Let's have a look the other side, shall we? Really peaceful. It's not a bad place to live, is it? I've just passed through the little village of Carver. Barely saw any of it, to be honest, but the path's still following alongside the River Derwent. To be honest, I've not needed to get the map out once. The signposting is absolutely brilliant. The whole of the route so far has had these little purple circles with a yellow arrow, and you just follow the arrow and it leads you to the next one. You really can't get lost on this walk. A decent sized weir. So after spouting off about all the signs, I've come to a T-junction and there's no sign. So I'm at the co-op, Charlie's, I think that's a cafe. So I've dug the view ranger app out. That tells me let's just cross the bridge there, so I need to go up that way. But I will double check in about 50 yards just to make sure I'm going the right way. Alright, so we're back on it. We're opposite Rowley's and the church. Just walking through the grounds of Chatsworth House. Looks like somebody's been quite creative. Loads of wooden things and sculptures and stuff like that. That shows a really good view of Chatsworth House from the bridge. And I think that's my path down there. I reckon another 2 miles and then I'll be at Roseley. And then I'll think about finding somewhere to pitch up and have some supper. Getting a dab on now. Just coming into Darley Dale. As you can probably see, that light's fading a little bit. I've done about 21 miles. I was going to stop in Roseley at the pub called the Grouse and Claret. It's a campsite, but apparently they only do caravans. I had a look and it's about empty, the site, but they wouldn't let me have a little pitch for the night. Turned me away. So a big thumbs down for the Claret and Grouse, or Grouse and Claret, whatever you called. So moving on, there's another one up the road. Well, here we are in Darley Dale. Haven't found anywhere to wild camp, as you can see. Not full of my regular locations, so unless I pitched up on someone's garden, I think a campsite would be better, and that way I can take my time. I can even go and have a pint if I want. My feet are starting to feel it. I could do with a little bit of admin. I've got about a mile to go, then hopefully I can get in at the square and compass. I'm going to have a pint as well, probably even before I pitch up. Right, hopefully there's room at the inn. Trying the square and compass. I'm getting a pint no matter what. Fingers crossed. Good morning, guys. Sorry I didn't get to film me pitching up last night. It was a little bit dark and I got into the pub, the Square and Compass. I had a couple of pints, and even though they stopped serving, they knocked me up a beef sandwich and some chips, so really good hospitality in there. So this is where I spent the night. Got the place to myself really. It's a bit near a main road, but it only cost me a £5, so I can't complain at all. I'm just going to have a quick snack and then I'll get everything packed away. I'm not going to show you the full kit this morning. When I get pitched up tonight, I'll have a little bit more time and I'll go through everything that I brought with me. Alright, that's it all packed away. Crack on with day 2 and see how far we get. So I've just reached the market town of Matlock. Quite busy here today. Not much of a market though. I've just had a quick cappuccino from the shop down the road, and I've got to head back onto the Heritage Way. Kids used to love it here when they were little. And you can just see the castle in the centre. The route doesn't go up there though. Wow. I'm guessing that ridge is high tor then. Well, if yesterday was pretty flat going, making up for it today a little bit. So this is high tor. Looks like they did a bit of lead mining here back in the day. Lots of chasms. Everything's blocked off. And I bet it's quite cool to check out those caves, but that's not for me today. There's a better view of the cable cars. There's Gulliver's Kingdom in the centre. Not even I'm mad enough to pitch my tent here. This is the cable car station for the Heights of Abraham. We might see one heading up in a second. Here we go, look. Not my cup of tea, that though. So this is Matlock Bath. It's quite a nice old little town. All the buildings here have got so much character. So in the background we've got the Derwent Valley Mills. This was one of the mills owned by Sir Richard Arkwright, who was a pioneer in the cotton industry in the late 18th century. He was famous for inventing things like the spinning frame and the water frame, where Arkwright managed to use the power of the River Derwent to power his machines, changing the way that the industry produced cotton. But if you get any cotton from there nowadays, it'll have to be from the little shopping village that they've got in there, along with the museum. This is the Cromford Canal. I'm heading to Stanwell, so I've got about 3 miles and then I'm going to have a break. If anyone's got a narrowboat they want to lend me, I'd love to spend a couple of days adventuring on one of those. Although there's loads of beautiful scenery in the Peak District, you also find lots of historic industrial things as well. We've already seen the cotton mills. We've got the canals that transported the raw materials, and then right alongside it we've got the railways. So I imagine there was lots of things going off in this area around the late 18th, early 19th century. I may get to test my rain kilt out. I've dug out the big guns, hiking poles. Should take the strain off the knees a little bit. I just need to learn how to use them properly now. Amber Gate, 2 miles. Looks like we're tunnelling. Whoa, quite dark in here. Let's hope there's no booby traps. There we go. There's a few fish popping their head up every now and again. I've had some serious house envy along this trip. It's gorgeous. Weeping willow in your front garden. Want one? Just had a stop off at a little cafe called the Family Tree. A lovely bit of cheesecake. I thought that would sort me out a little bit, but legs are a bit stiff after half an hour sat down. So I've got to warm up again. So this is the point that we leave the Cromford Canal. We're at Amber Gate. Get out the waterproofs again. The rain can't make its mind up. Another little downpour for about 5 minutes and then it stopped. But I'm digging this rain frock or kilt. What do you reckon? It might look a little bit daft, but it's definitely more comfortable than wearing trousers. So we just passed through Amber Gate. I think the next town's Belper. Hi, so I've made it to Belper. I'll try and find myself a little shop, grab some Lucozade, see if I can pick up a new pair of feet as well. I don't think that's it for the day though, so I'm going to be pushing on towards Little Eaton. It's really pretty. There's another one of those mills. Well, the petrol station came up trumps. I got a chicken and bacon sandwich and a bottle of Lucozade. 10 minutes sat on a wall, and I'm ready to go again. And the last thing I need is steps at this time of day. I haven't seen the river in ages. I'm guessing it's somewhere down there in the valley, but I'm definitely going the right way. Hello. He's like me, can't disturb him when he's eating. There's a few in this field. This is the village of Makeny, or Makeny, I'm not sure how it's pronounced. It does look very nice though. Random tower. There's no information to say what it is. It's almost 8 o'clock. Still haven't found anywhere to pitch the tent. So it's looking like at the minute pick a field. But to do that I'll have to wait till the sun goes down. Pretty much pitch in the dark. Alright, so this is looking a bit like a disaster. 8:30 just gone. I can't find anywhere to pitch. Back in Little Eaton was just like everybody's back garden. Couldn't find anywhere that I wouldn't be seen. And now I've got main roads and this scatty little bit of wood with a ditch next to it. So I don't really know what to do. Choices are tap out, get Joe to come and rescue me. Next choice is to finish the walk, which is probably another 15 miles. That'll kill me. And then still Joe will have to come and rescue me. Or just push on a little bit further and see if I can find somewhere to pitch the tent. Bugger. Well, I've managed to get a pitch. The light won't be on for too long because I shouldn't really be here. But I was running out of options, so this will have to do a job. So I'm going to get these boots off, make myself some food, and then get tucked up. So you'll have to forgive the fact that I don't do much filming, guys. Shouldn't really be here, so I'm going to limit the amount of light that I use. Just about to make supper, so we're going to use the Soto Windmaster stove that you saw in my last video. Get it lit up. Quite a large flame, so we'll get it a bit further away from the tent. Some water on. Crank it up. As per usual, I'm having a summit to eat meal. Chicken fried rice today. For pudding, it's rice pudding with strawberry. I'll turn the light off while the stove does its stuff. Somewhere in there's that sachet that, there it is. I always forget to take it out. The chicken with rice wants filling up to line A. And the rice pudding to line E. They make it really easy for you. Water's almost there. Turn that off. Use them little micro pot grippers that come with the Soto thermostack. Pull up to line 8. This one's got 2 of those and tried to trick me. And line E. I'll give them both a stir. I'll do rice pudding first. Not bothered if my chicken tastes of rice pudding. Needs to hurry up and thicken up a bit though. There's the chicken. Seal them up. Just leave them to stand for about 10 minutes. I didn't time it, but it took about 3 minutes to boil 750 millilitres. Really impressed with this stove. It should be done, so let's take a look. Looks bang on. I'm going to tuck in, get fed, and I'll come back to you in a bit. Oh yeah, I really needed that today. So that's me done. Nice 2-course meal. Probably a bit more than I wanted, but put a lot of miles in, so I probably need to replace the calories. I'm going to get my head down now because I've got to be up at the crack of dawn, because I don't want to be hanging about where I've pitched. So I will show you a quick look round tomorrow when we've got daylight. So until then, I'll see you tomorrow. Good morning. Managed to beat the alarm clock. It's 4:45. I don't think we're due a sunrise till just after 5:30. I'm going to get up, get myself washed and dressed, and then when we get a little bit more light, I'll show you my setup. Tent's got a fair amount of condensation. Somebody mocked me in the comments on my last video for bringing a sponge. This is what I bring it for. And you can just wring out the excess water. And if I undo a couple of these toggles, I can wipe out almost the whole tent without getting out of bed. Still dark. I don't think the sunrise is going to be too far off. Apologies in advance for the grainy footage, but there's been a few drops of rain, so I want to get packed up while it's still dry. Looks a bit messy, but I've only been up 15 minutes. I'm really impressed with the Astucas quilt. So I used it for the last 2 nights with the foot box fully open. So it's more like a conventional duvet. I find that much more comfortable than a sleeping bag. Gives me lots of options for ventilation. It's toasty warm, and any condensation just brushes off. In my last video I showed you all the kit that I've brought for this trip. However, I made 1 or 2 minor changes. I brought a different dry bag for the quilt. And the only reason I've done that is to show Robin from Walk with Wallace, check his channel out by the way, just how small this packs away. Get all the air out. So it could pack down even smaller than this if you use a compression sack, but I like to use a dry bag so I can mould this to the shape of my pack. While I've got the Osprey Levity 45 on screen, I will say how comfortable it's been over the last few days. I've done over 40 miles with this on my back over the last 2 days anyway, and I've got another day to go. The hip belt does a really good job of taking all the load. My shoulders don't even notice that I've been carrying a pack. You saw the Soto Windmaster stove and thermostat in use last night. Just got to pack the rest of that up really, and then I'll be on my way. So everything packed away. That orange has gone a little bit. This is where I pitched up. I think I've got about 12 miles to go till I reach the mouth of the Derwent. I'm not sure if I mentioned earlier in the video, but I'm using the View Ranger app. It's the premium version that comes with the OS maps. I do like this feature. I think it's called Skyline. Where it tells you where things are. I had been using the app that is supplied by OS Maps, but the subscription's just expired. But when I tried to download the full route as an offline map, it wouldn't allow me to do it that size, and the View Ranger app does. So it's about the same price, so thought I'd give it a go. I read one of the latest comments from one of my subscribers last night. Tony Hall, how you doing, mate? He was asking why M&M's haven't had an honourable mention in my last video. Well, I haven't had time to have any breakfast yet. So Tony, this is just for you. Put it down again. Another fabulous weir. I'm in Derby city centre, once again following the Derwent. I'm hoping I pass somewhere where I can pick up a bit of breakfast. Half a dozen M&M's just doesn't cut the mustard. Now we have Derby Cathedral, refuelled, had a sausage and egg McMuffin from McDonald's. Not exactly trail mix, but I needed something. And that large cappuccino's definitely done the trick. I need some medical assistance though to get me through these last 9.5 miles. I've got quite a few aches and pains and a few blisters on my feet, so hopefully the tablets will help. There's Pride Park, which is the home of Derby County Football Club. This is a bit more off the beaten track. Parted company with the river for a little while, but I'm guessing this is the right way. Some of the arrows just point in a general direction, and if the path's not clear, it's always handy to have the backup of the map. All good. Steps are just getting higher and higher. Either that or my boots are getting heavier and heavier. I finally reached the village of Shardlow, which means I'm now on the home straight, and in typical fashion it started raining. I'm quite excited to see the finish line now, but before I show you how the walk ends, I'll just give you a little bit of information. I'm probably going to be doing a video reflecting on this trip. I'll be going through what gear worked and what gear didn't, and what gear I may change for my next backpacking trip. And if you've not already seen it, I'll drop a link in the description below to my last video, where I go into detail all the kit that I've used for this trip. And finally, if anybody is interested in hiking the Derwent Valley Heritage Way, I'll put a few links down below also for where you can find out some more information about the hike. And I highly recommend that you check out Dean Reed's video. He's much more knowledgeable than me when it comes to Peak District hikes. So all that's left to do now is to finish the walk. So according to my reckoning, this is it. So we have the Derwent there, rolling in to the River Trent. I can't find any sort of sign or plaque to say that this is the official end, but I'm really pleased that I've got my first 50 plus hike under my belt. So I'm going to take this in for a little bit and then I'll think about how I'm going to get home. Alright, that's it for this one then, folks. If you've managed to stay to the end, thank you very much. I'm going to head over this way towards Sawley, where I should be able to get a bus or a train home back to Sheffield. So all that's left to say is thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.